that's weird. Now this strap doesn't want to match. It's almost as if I think I kicked it out from the wall a little bit. Let's see here. That. There's that. I think that's the best I'm going to get on that. Let me go ahead and cinch this screw in. There. So now it's pitched that way. There was a piece of stucco there that was kind of preventing me from making that just go straight. I had to kind of kick that out at an angle. Not that it's a huge deal, but whatever. Okay, so that's that. Alright, this is the gutter drain in the back of the house, and I pulled this one off of the one in the front that we just did, so it's like an extra. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it, put it on here, put those two together, so this way I can just kind of angle this a little bit better. Let me put a screw in there so it doesn't come loose. There. So now it's just kind of draining straight out, which is pretty good. That'll take care of the back of the house. Alright, so this is in the backyard. Here's the backyard of the house, okay? And this is that gutter coming down the back. There's your downspout there. And I got it turning, coming out, going over the walkway right there. It's not really a trip hazard at all because there's a cutout here for the sprinkler valves. So you don't walk there anyways. So having that pitched a little away from the house just to get the water to wash out down the center of this cement walkway here. Then this takes you over to the front of the house where we got this one here that I just put that little thing on to curl that away, push that out this way, and then this one here that pushes the water down into the ground and then out to the front of this street by that hedge over there. Then on the last gutter of this house is this one right here, and that's the one that we just put the small little turn on so that it just comes out this way and it just rolls right down either the grass or it goes onto the driveway out to the street, because this has a natural slope to it that way because I'm already on a hill. So now that addresses all the gutters of the house. Okay, that pretty much, I just addressed all the gutters of the house, explained to you exactly what I was trying to accomplish and how I went about it and everything like that. So I hope that this video was somewhat informative, give you a little bit better of an explanation. I never thought about gutters. This was my first gutter project. I never thought about gutters before really concerning myself about it and thinking about the function, the functionality, the installation, and once I got into it I realized that there's a little bit more to it on the surface, and there's just so many different types of gutters, and just there's a lot to it depending upon the quality of the work that you're trying to accomplish. But the water test is the ultimate goal. Hello and welcome back. I was able to acquire a piece of kickout flashing. So here's a piece of kickout flashing. I just got this at the Home Depot. They're about $10. You can see how it's kind of angled there, so when you put it up against the flat wall, that way it kicks out away from the wall. And I'll show you where I'm going to install this. Here's the part number and everything on the back, so just in case you are interested in that exact number and information. There's some, now this is the proper way to do the install while you're doing the roof. So it shows you where you put down your first strip, then the counter flashing, then a strip over that, and then everything is water shedding away from that wall. So that would be the proper way to do it. My roof is already built, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Alright, there's the piece of kickout flashing. That's what it looks like. And I also went around and sealed up all these holes that had the old gutter spikes going through them. So all those are sealed up with gutter sealant. Here, what I did is I put a couple of screws in there to hold it in place. And also I put some sealant here and all the way down around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sealant set up for overnight, and then tomorrow morning, or tomorrow, whenever, we'll come back here, we'll grab our garden hose over there, and we're going to go ahead and do another water test and see how well everything does. Alright, it's been overnight. The sealant should be cured. The kickout flashing is ready to be tested right there. See how well we do. Okay, I got the hose on full blast. Well, the kickout flashing definitely kicked it out, but it kicked it out over the curb. But at least it got it away. But I still saw water going in back of the gutter. I'm trying to figure out how that's happening. Alright, well, I think what's happening is that as I'm using the garden hose, because I'm coming in from down here, and I'm pushing it at an angle going that way, and this tile, this roofing shingle is somewhat lifted. I think it's going underneath it and then hitting it, going back in that way. I think that is what is happening there. Alright, so what I did what I was trying to do was keep this shingle up to prevent the water from being a gap back there, but I realized that doing that created a big seam right here. So what I did is I undid these two screw holes, these two screws, and I took the kickout flashing, pushed it down all the way so it was hitting this as flat as possible. For some reason, there's still got a good bow in it there. It's like there's something underneath this that I don't want to dig apart. But so what I did is I just went down as tight as possible, resecured those, and then just kind of redid that as best I could underneath, and left this sealant intact. I had to break this seal here So now you got a pretty good gap there, oops, that I'm going to have to reestablish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put sealant inside of here so that no water can go down this way. I'm going to reseal that up there. I'm also going to put some sealant in here just to, so if any water comes through it doesn't go in back. It either comes over or comes over this way. I got a feeling that's going to be the best I'm going to be able to do. Unless I wanted to put a piece of flashing here where it kicks into the gutter. That is an option too that I didn't think of till just now. Looking at it on the top, there is a pretty good gap right there that I don't like. The way that they built this thing is screwy. This thing here, this flashing here should have come all the way over to the edge. I mean, it is just insane the way they built this stupid thing. Poorly constructed. Let me think about it. I think what I'm going to do here is they got like a little ear that they left on here. I'm going to cut this so it's flush with this wood back here. There's like a 2x4 or something right there. I'm going to cut this ear off so it's flush with that. Then I'm going to fill this area in here with some type of a sealant and then make sure it's waterproof from this. Alright, here's what I've done. I've taken this saw right here and I cut off this ear, which was right there on this this wood. And what I'm gonna do is a couple of things. First of all, just observing this, so they put this flashing in, the roofer put this flashing in to divert the water from this section here over to here and then towards the gutter. But for whatever reason, they made it stop right there. Then the way that they constructed this down here is they had this ear, which was like this, and then they have like this open cavity here. I mean, it's just crazy. Just a terrible construction. This should be carried over all the way with flashing coming up this way. This is not, I would not have built it this way, but I didn't build the house. I'm just here after the fact, and I don't feel like changing out my roof or reconstructing this entire roof. They don't make these particular cementous shingles anymore, fibrous cementous shingles, so I'm dealing with what I got. And I also noticed that when I push this one down, I can see right now there's a stress crack right there that just developed. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to get some flashing. I'm going to take this and I want to extend this out to here. That will greatly help this whole area and not affect and not put as much water in this area as it has in the past. So I either want to extend it or replace it, ideally, I guess. I can see two nail holes. I can see one nail right there, and that shingle is cracked, and then the other one is over there. So I would have to extract that and then acquire a new one of these and then put it in, or leave this existing one that's been up for 40 years and just tap off of it and extend out of it and bring it over to here. Ideally, that's what I'd like to do, just because then I don't disturb any of that's already there. I just have to get some type of an L flashing and extend it out. So let me see if I can acquire that. Now on this section over here, I also what I want to do here is I want to put some sealant inside of here and make sure that the water sheds from this flashing with the downhill slope going all the way towards this kickout flashing that I installed. So I want to seal this whole area up right here. The only question is, do I want to use gutter sealant or some other type of sealant or roofing sealant or whatever? Just have to figure out what material I want to put in here. But right now everything's wet because I just did a water test, so I want to let everything dry out. So I'm gonna let that dry out, go to the Home Depot, try to get this flashing here, and figure out what I want to put right there. I think when I go to the depot, I'll just get another can of this silicone gutter sealant. It is flexible, durable, and waterproof, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a little bit of a go. I still have more in this tube, but I'm gonna grab another tube while I'm there. Welcome back. Flashing. I went to the Home Depot and I purchased some of this material right here, which is just some flashing. I got this piece came in like I don't know, it was a section that was about, let's just say 10 feet tall for like $8. It was very inexpensive. What I plan on doing is I plan on cutting it 24 inches, and I got it marked, so 12 inches I'm going to go and go over that, and then 12 inches comes out to right here. So basically, if you watch it, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it underneath, put it right like that, and I'm going to physically attach it with three of these rivets. I'm going to get 3 aluminum rivets. We'll see how that does. And put 3 aluminum rivets right here. I got my drill up here, I got drill bits right here, and I got the rivets and the rivet gun right here, so I can do that. I want to cut this 24 inches long, 12 inches overlap here, 12 inches coming down. 12 inches coming down will come right here and will terminate right there, and then the water will drip right over here, way away from my kickout flashing in this whole area, so it's going to totally protect this. Plus I'll put some extra sealant underneath here. I have my existing tube of gutter sealant that I already had, plus I bought another tube, so I got plenty of gutter sealant for the job. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this area right here, and I am going to really fill this cavity up with sealant, and the same thing with the other side, because the way that they did this flashing, I don't like it. I wish they had taken the flashing all the way around the side here, but they didn't. So to me, you have this this huge cavity area here, especially since they stopped that there. They should have carried that another 12. So there's a few things that they should have done that I'm correcting right now. So this is where I'm at. My next step is to take this here, cut it 24 inches long, and get this thing installed, put some sealant underneath it, and get it in there. This is how much of that material you get with one purchase. I cut it in half at the Home Depot so I could fit it in my car. Here is the tag that came on the piece of flashing. Anyways, that's it. I'm just gonna grab my tin snips and cut one piece 24 inches, and then you know, I'll have plenty extra there if I need to do anything else with it. Okay, I'm all done with that work. It's hotter than hell out here right now. It's probably at least 85. Let me go up there and show you what I did. This here is the leftover material from the job. I only needed 24 inches, so you can see I got a boatload left over for whatever. Okay, I'm on the left hand side so you can see what it looks like from this perspective. That's the piece that I added 24 inches, 12 inches overlap with 3 of the rivets right there. Okay, on this side right here is where they had a pretty good gap, and I filled that all in with the gutter sealant. I also went through that joint right there just to try to keep that minimized, and just a little bit right there. I can see that there is some flashing right there, so I'm just going to leave the rest of this alone. So I did use up that first tube of caulking, and I did start in on the second tube, but I still got plenty left in case I need to do anything. Now let me show you the other side. Alright, I'm coming up the ladder now on the left hand side, on the right hand side. Here's the piece that I installed. I have it completely with the gutter sealant underneath and all the way around, so I don't want to touch it and disturb it. I want to let this all set up overnight so I can do a water test tomorrow morning. So this piece should be ready to go. Tomorrow when do the water test, it'll come down here into the gutter way past this area. Now over here, this is where I did not like the way that they had done that in the past. Trying to get you the best lighting on this possible, but the sun is killing me. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll show it to you. I also sealed inside this shingle where there was water going in there before. I put the gutter sealant all inside of there, but this is going to tremendously help because no water is really going to go there anyways. But as long as I got my sealant right there, might as well go ahead and put it right there and seal it up. So everything is potentially all sealed, and I just have to let it cure out. We'll do a water test tomorrow. So okay, we're going to let this sit overnight, let it cure out. Tomorrow morning we'll get up, we'll do a water test. Okay, we're back. It's the following morning. Coming up the ladder. All the silicone should be cured out. So you can see the extension that I built here. I put a little bit of a 90 degree there to add a little bit of rigidity and strength to it. Also, it would capture a little bit of the water if it was to come down, to let it come over here. And I kind of followed the same thing that they did, the original installers, who I just wished would have extended it to this point originally, protecting this whole area, which they didn't properly seal here and on the other side. So you can see that right there, what that there kind of looks like on the left side. And then here on my side, you can see how well I've got that all, and this is all cured, so this is all nice and set up now, so I can go ahead and do a water test. The water will pond a little bit inside of here, but I can't prevent that because of the way that they built this. I'm just going to let that go. But I did seal inside of here. This is all set up. We're going to do a water test right now. We're going to see how well we did. I did use these tools here in order to make that bend. I just put a little slit in the flashing, and then just use the hand seamer tool here in order to bring that down, in order to give that bend. So we're going to go ahead and get the garden hose, which I've got right here ready to go, and let's go ahead and give this a test. Look at that. That is excellent. This is the way it should have been done to begin with. That puts the water exactly where I want it to go. I'd say this test passed with flying colors. Well, I am very satisfied with that test. I believe that this is the way that they should have built the house to begin with when they did the roof. But, oh well, you know, and that's just the way that it is. But this is my final product. I have a successful water test from my perspective. I feel very confident that I'm performing proper water management here and through the rest of the house. So, that concludes this section, so this one is a pass. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my channel, kentraining.com. Please click on like, give me some extra likes, leave some comments. Let us know about your experience, about your gutter installation or your gutter performing the water test, how well everything did. And I'll see you later.